Welcome back to another FPL video. This is not one of my weekly team selection videos, but a video where I take a look at the upcoming blank game weeks and the double game weeks. This is vital when it comes to planning our chips, and at the end of the video I'll also share a chip strategy. So let's have a look. So first of all, the first blank game week of this season will be in game week 29 and is due to the final in the Carabao Cup or the EFL Cup, you name it. 4 teams are still involved with Arsenal, Newcastle, Spurs and Liverpool. The first leg of the semi-final has already been played. So Newcastle, they won 2-0 against Arsenal and Tottenham won 1-0 against Liverpool. The second leg of the semi-final will be played right before game week 25 on the 5th and 6th of February. And of course, only 2 teams will advance to the final. The favorites for reaching the final at the moment is Newcastle and Liverpool. So Tottenham, they have to travel to Anfield to play against Liverpool. So Liverpool, even though they lost 1-0 in the first fixture, is still favorites. And if the bookies get this right, the Arsenal-Chelsea game will go ahead. The Aston Villa-Liverpool game will be a blank, and the Fulham-Tottenham game will be played, while the Newcastle-Crystal Palace fixture in game week 29 looks likely to be a blank. So as it stands, there are 4 teams who will probably blank in game week 29. 2 fixtures will be postponed, and it's the Aston Villa, Liverpool and the Newcastle versus Crystal Palace game. Moreover, the postponed games in game week 29 will have to be rescheduled, and game week 33 looks like the most likely spot for them to be rearranged. So Newcastle, if they reach the final, their game against Crystal Palace will be a blank in game week 29 and it will be rearranged and played in game week 33. So let's take an example. Newcastle, they already have a game against Aston Villa in game week 33, but they will then have a double game week against Aston Villa away and Crystal Palace at home. If Liverpool reach the final, their game against Aston Villa in game week 29 will be postponed, so they will then have a double game week consisting of a fixture away against Leicester, and then they will play away against Aston Villa as well. Of course, the same goes for Arsenal. If they blank in game week 29, they will have a double game week against Ipswich and Chelsea. And when it comes to Tottenham, they will play against Nottingham Forest at home and then Fulham away in a potential double game week 33. But as mentioned, the bookies believe that Newcastle and Liverpool will reach the final, so those are the most probable game week 33 teams. But we'll know for sure ahead of game week 25, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and I will give more updates. Since you're still here, thanks for watching and let me introduce myself. My name is Eric, fpltips. I'm an experienced FPL manager with the best rank being 157 in the world. I also have a top 900 rank and 7 times inside the top 35k. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join my weekly Q&As. So the day before each deadline I try to have a Q&A. It's basically Friday night where we discuss FPL and the next game week. I also have a mini league running, so it's linked down in the description. So if you're interested, press the link and join the mini league. But for now, let's continue with the video. So to summarize, game week 29 will be a blank game week. 4 teams, 2 games will be postponed and will probably be rearranged and played in double game week 33. The next game week, blank game week 34. This is a blank game week due to the semi-finals in the FA Cup. At the moment, we're not yet sure which teams will advance to the semi-finals. We still have to wait for the 5th round, which is played ahead of game week 28, and the quarterfinals ahead of game week 30 before the semis are played in game week 34. So all the teams reaching the semi-finals in the FA Cup will have a blank in game week 34. The 4th round of the FA Cup was played now ahead of game week 21, and from what we know, Brentford, they lost their game, so they're out of the FA Cup, so they will probably have a fixture in blank game week 34, but if Nottingham Forest reach the semi-final, then Brentford will have a blank as well. As mentioned before, I will give an update when we have more information, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so we don't miss out on the next update. So all the teams reaching the FA Cup semi-final will have a blank in game week 34. This means that those fixtures will have to be rescheduled, and the only available slot for this is in double game week 36. So there will be 4 postponed games in blank game week 34. Those will be rearranged and played in double game week 36. So 8 teams will have a double in game week 36, and this will be the biggest double game week this season. So what we know so far, there will be a blank in game week 29 and 4 teams will blank that game week. It's the 2 teams that reach the Carabao Cup final and their opponents in game week 29. Those 4 fixtures will be rearranged and played in double game week 33. We also know that there will be a slightly bigger both blank and double in game week 34 and 36, and this is due to the semi-finals in the FA Cup. We're not really sure which teams will reach the semi-finals yet, but as mentioned, subscribe to the channel to stay updated as I will post more videos like this one. With this information available, it's possible to start planning our ships. At the end of the video, I'll show my ship strategy, but my first thought is that the players that blank in game week 29 is probably the players that we would want back in double game week 33, and the same goes for blank game week 34. We would want those players back because it's the same players that have a double 2 game weeks later in game week 36. So my first thought is that it's probably a good idea to use the free hit and the wildcard to take advantage of the blanks and the double game weeks this season. When discussing chip strategy, I also have to mention that there will be another double game week, a small one, because of the postponement of the Everton Liverpool fixture due to weather earlier in the season. So Liverpool and Everton, they will have a double game week. The most likely slots for this game to be rearranged is in game week 24 or in game week 25, and if it's in game week 24, it will be Liverpool having a double game week against Bournemouth and Everton away, and Everton, they will play against Leicester and Liverpool at home. If the game is rearranged and played in game week 25, Liverpool will have a home fixture against Wolves and an away fixture against Everton. Everton, they will play against Crystal Palace and then Liverpool at home. So my initial thought is that if you still have your triple captain left, this will probably be a really good game week to play it, especially if the double game week is in game week 25 where Liverpool will play against Wolves at home and then Everton away. And Mo Salah, he is on a mission this season. He is breaking records. He's nailed on and on penalties. So I will probably use my triple captainship on Mo Salah in game week 24 or game week 25. So at the moment, this is my current chip strategy. It might change. I will give a new update as mentioned, so subscribe to the channel so we don't miss out. But double game week 24 or double game week 25, I will probably use my triple captainship. It will probably be Mo Salah. Next out is the blank game week 29. The teams that most likely will blank in game week 29 is the likes of Newcastle and Liverpool. I suppose that a lot of us already have a couple of players from those teams, so one option is to start selling and offloading our teams and sell the Newcastle Liverpool players, but in my opinion, I think it's better to just have the Newcastle and Liverpool players in your team and just free hit in the blank game week 29, and then you'll have them back and available in your squad for double game week 33. I will probably use my assistant managership in game week 31 to 33. I'm not really sure which manager I will go for, but I will give an update on this later as well. In blank game week 34, I will probably just use transfers and dead end my team into that game week, selling, offloading players that don't have a game and getting in the assets that will play in game week 34. My second wildcard will most probably be used in game week 35. This is a normal game week, so I will load up on players who have a double game week in game week 36. So it's not possible to play 2 ships in the same game week. This is the reason why I will play my wildcard in a normal game week in game week 35. And then I will play my bench boost ship, my last ship of the season, in the biggest double game week we will have this season in double game week 36. So I will try to have 15 players with a double fixture in double game week 36, and hopefully this can boost my rank at the end of the season. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your chip strategy? This is not written in stone, it might change, but as mentioned, I will give an update on this matter later on, but these are my initial thoughts. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel for more FPL content going forward. If you want more FPL tips, make sure to go watch this video. It's about how to get a top 10k rank in FPL, and once again, thanks for watching.